Welcome back, guys. This is a new episode or part 2 of What If Naruto Was Banished. Alright, chapter 4. Now, guys, I do like maybe 3 or 4 chapters in one video, so yeah, it's like 28 chapters, so it's gonna take a little bit long. Alright, let's start. A teen stood still and tall in a small clearing. He had black hair with turned of his hair at the front, sling hair. Yeah, I can't say it. I don't know what's the problem. It's like there's a lot of need a lot of attention because there's like a lot of mistakes. Anyway, their whisker marks were visible on each side of his cheeks, and his cold person cold crisp pure blue eyes keen, keen, cunningly observed his surrounding. The teen did not wear a shirt, but rather only wore fun uh, but rather only wore fingerless open link black gloves were pink and stood red brown laced stripes begging black and baggy black pants and pitch black shinobi sandals, which were also warped with steady red-brown line strips. The teen looked at a colonel from his couch bunch and ran towards his target at lightning speed. "It's him," one of his targets yelled out, and got his compet combats ready to fight. "Comrades, don't do not didn't we tell you to put your mask on?" a voice said from the teen's communication, which was locked on the necklace around his neck. "Didn't wanna," the teen answered simply. His enemies let out a cry as they charged towards him. He struck his enemies, killing the small group of rogue shinobis. However, more injures from the first forest. Geez, you are just as stubborn as you were when you were in Konohagakure, Naruto. Another chime in. Naruto rolled his eyes and knocked out his opponent on the face. he quickly got into a handstand position and spun his leg with his one hand, performing handstand wind style. Uh, uh, Guys, I'm gonna a little bit stopped here to see what the fuck it is.
Naruto rolled his eyes and kicked one of his opponents on the face. He quickly got into a handstand position and spun his legs with his one hand, performed hand signs. Wind style. Aerial dance jutsu. Naruto exclaimed and created a whirl of wind as he moved his legs in a circular motion.
Okay, sorry if you had to hear that. I really couldn't say it. Where did I stop? Wait a minute. Okay, his opponent flew back, hitting the tree, and push it. But someone were able to break their fall. Earth style, cliff crumble jutsu. One of the opponents yelled as he slammed his fist down on the ground. The ground rumbled and the rocks began to appear from the ground, overlapping one another before he came crumbling down towards Naruto, who a did backhand spring towards a tree. He turns and ran up the tree with the rogue ninja following him. "You're not getting away," he yelled. Naruto flipped back off the tree, his eyes glowing glaring to the rogue shinobi, who watched him. "I never ran." Now Naruto began as he landed on the ground. Silence. His kunai pierced the rogue ninja's flesh. Blood spilled across the grass floor, and Naruto sighed while wiping the little blood that got on his face. "You guys almost done?" Naruto asked as he punched an opponent, followed by a kick him on the gut. Naruto pulled the scroll from his pouch at labeled sword as unrevealed. He pulled out the sword from the scroll and unsheathed it. Only 4 down. One of the ninjas yelled as the rest of the group let out a cry, cheering towards Naruto. Naruto held the grip held the grip upside down, and with one smooth move he dashed towards his enemies, slashing and stabbing them. All 4 targets fall to the ground with pools of blood from under them. Naruto sheathed his sword and put it back in the scroll. He then attached the scroll to his pants. I am done, you guys, Naruto asked, putting a jacket before running up 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 tall tree and sat on it, thinking he hit the branch. Yeah, wanna head back to Suna when asked, and Naruto grinned as stood up before anything else could happen. The three dashed towards Sunagakure and appeared at the front with bright smiles. Damn it, Naru, you always beat us. The teen with the blue hair exclaimed. The black the black kitty just shook and let out a small sigh. That's 'cause you guys need to walk out more. Especially you, ta ka ta. No, uh, just a minute. Let's see how it's pronounced. Okay. Ah, come on. The Wi-Fi is down. Son of a. Alright, guys. I'm gonna have to stop it a little bit here, so the Wi-Fi goes up. Takeda, bluntly looking at the blue-haired teen. The teen which caramel hair, caramel hair beside Takina burst into a faint of laugh. That think Naruto just called you overweight, he laughed, and Naruto punched him on the head. Same goes for you, Kanata, Naruto said as he rolled his eyes. Kinta grumbles as he rubbed his head where Naruto had hit him. Hey, I have, you know, that my name means strong and healthy, dumbass, Keta yelled as he clean shaved his first and growled at Naruto, who just shuddered. Right, I am the Kazikaze, Naruto said bluntly. Well, Naruto, right, you don't do much, and most of the time you just sleep, Kata, lazy ass. Ha, yesha, Toka grumbles, and Kinta threw a punch at the planet. Taka stumbled back, clearing his poor cheek. Naruto watched as the two bickered before he left out of sight and walked off. Later, guys, I'm going to go eat. Have fun cooking for yourself, Naruto said as he raised his right arm and waved. Kata Kitana and Takeda stopped arguing and looked at Naruto, who was still walking away, not showing any sign to stop and wait for them. What? No fair, Naruto. I'm going to tell the old man, Takeda yelled, making Kanta laugh. Bro, you're like 15. What are you, 5? Oh, I'm going to tell the old man. Kata laughed and he fell to the ground, being the sandy growl. He rolls over, clutching his smash. Shut up, Taka, yelled, hitting Kent aside. Sorry guys, it's not good. I haven't really did it like a few hours and I'm like sleepy and I have like after a few hours an exam that I did not study. God fucking damn it. Alright. Naruto arrives at the house, have living with the Kita and Take. He rented his room, and which he have sighed and looked at his jacket, took his jacket off, his gloves, sandals, kuna, punch and smirks, kunai, patch and shuriken holster. He then collapsed into his bed and stared at the wall beside him. It has been 3 years since I was banished from Konohagakure, he thought. You're going to go back there? Kurama asked, yawning, clearing, just waking up from his so-called nap. Whew. When I turn 16, I will stay for a while. After I did 13, the council 2 years ago, Naruto answered, and he closed his eyes and entered his mindscape. Boy, was that funny. You busted their doors down and literally point a sword to their face. Kurama laughed. I will kill you if you break the news to them without my permission, Kurama embraced. I seriously, beside it, not like I'm going to help them with their troubles. I'm just an ambu that takes orders from, well, no one. Naruto said as he shrugged. And being an arrogant little brat, Kurama said, and Naruto, shocked in stuck his thumb. Shut up, you stupid Nara fucks, Naruto growled, angered. I am not from the Nara, Kurama yelled, and Naruto pointed his eye back at out. He blocked out Kurama, to being Nara. But the blonde was pretty convinced that the nine-tailed fox was from the Nara clan. The door to Naruto's door suddenly opened. To arrive a silver-haired man with "What the hell do you want, Nora?" Naruto asked. called. That was. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Okay. Okay. Ah, that's how you're going to talk to your old man, not old man now. The man known as Naruto stood up from his bed and crossed his arms. Anyway, other than there's an incursed of SS rank rogue ninjas in the territory between Suna and Konoha. Nora exclaimed and took out a map. It's mostly in Konoha. Nora points at on the map. Damn mosquitoes. At the on the map that what concerned the S around the areas are possibly camps. Tomorrow, Kita and Taka will follow you after their mission with me. Hunt tonight, Nara said and walked off. Naruto watched as Nora left his gremlin. Yosh, some free time, Naruto thought, and decided to get some sleep before he left for the night. Wow. The night Naruto had getting ready, he put on his black jacket, got his weapons and scrolls. Just before Naruto went out, he found a mask with a note attached to it and the note read, Naruto, finally found your mask. You should really stop losing the mask. Naruto obviously over while people just will call you Menma, even though I still don't understand why call you that anyway. You have your mask. Take care, Nara. My mask? Huh? My mask? Who? What? When? Where? Naruto thought as he spit his mask on to check if it was, and sure enough, he turns his fingers around it and felt the scratch on the mask. You forgot how Ket Kushina Kurama added, and Naruto rolled his eyes. Well, none of the matters. It's mine. That's for sure, Naruto thought, and grabbed a black mask that covers his mouth and part of his nose. Before putting on the mask, Naruto walked up to the window and opened it. Shouldn't you have food before you leave? Kurama asked. Naruto went out of the window and closed it behind him. The wind blow against his face gently. The moon shined before briefly, and Naruto smiled at the scene. Nah, I will hunt for some food in the forest, Naruto answered. He pulled out a map and made his way to the first camps, which was close to the border between Konohagakure Towers, Konohagakure Towers, Sunagakure. Oi, kid, but do not blame me if you starve. It's one They sprint, Kurama said, shrugging, and went back to sleep. When I Then I will make it even earlier, Naruto thought as he sprinted off Konohagakure the next day. Sakura walked towards the busy streets of Konoha. She was just making her way back from running a few errands when she stopped Sai to her right and Sasuke to her left. "Hey guys," Sakura said and waved to the both of them. The two boys approached Sakura with a smile on their faces. "Hello." Damn mosquitoes. Okay, where did I stop? Her forehead said sigh, said, and turns to Sakura. "I swear it has been hanging around pork shop. I'm going to kill her," Sasuke thought. "Hello, Dickless," he said, and Sakura glared at Sai while Sakura marveled to her constant her laugh. "It has been 3 years since Naruto went missing. Now we have Sai as a replacement, but I wonder what happened to Naruto," Sakura thought, as she watched Sasuke yell at Sai. Sai don't pay much attention. Instead, he saw a sad expression on Sakura's face. "Is something matter, Sakura?" he asked. Sakura snapped out of her thought as she blinked several times and shook her head. "I'm fine. I'm just was thinking about Naruto. That's all," she said. Sasuke smirked. "You have been thinking about him a lot since he disappeared 3 years ago," he said. Sakura's face went red. "No, I haven't," she explained and then shook her head. "I mean, it isn't weird." The question got to the boys' attention. Naruto disappeared, but he was never declared to be missing. "Nin," she explained to Sasuke, rubbing his shin. "You're right," he said, and Sai just stood there. "Well, I am sure there's a clear explanation for that, but I don't know anything about Naruto, so I cannot be too sure," Sai said. "You really know that Naruto was our old teammate before you came along and replaced him and started to give us weird ass nicknames," Sasuke said while glaring at Sai. Suddenly a message bird appeared at Sasuke. Sakura took her hand out and laid it on her arm. She grabbed the letter attached to its leg. "Look like we have to go to the Hokage's tower. Lady Tsunade has mission for us," she said. "Alright," Sasuke said and started to walk off, followed by Sai leaving Sakura. "Are you not coming?" Sai asked. "I'm just going to go grab things off. I will catch you guys soon," Sakura said as she ran off. She went on the rooftops and got to her home faster. 5 minutes later, Sakura arrives and for one, Kakashi was there before her. "Wow, Kakashi, since you are here early," Sakura said, and Kakashi simple eye smile. Good, now that you are here. Shizune, could you please bring the map? Tsunade asked her assistant, who nodded and took out a map. She unrevealed the map, and Tsunade stood up over the part. 2 years there has been an instead of sightings of SS rank rogue ninjas since earlier this morning. Spotted ninja fighting in the forest. Tsunade explained. That march disclaimed him as tall, just about Sasuke's height, with black hair, no shit, shit, not short, but he wore an Ambu max. Tsunade went on, and that was sudden knock on the door. Come in, Tsunade said, and the door opened to reveal Team Guy. With Team Guy, you are going to find this under guest Ambu, and he has a Fusk-like mask. Tell him we have sent you and ask him to come with you to the village. Tsunade continues. You're all dismissed, she said. Alright, my useful students and Kakashi students, we shall meet up at the gate in 5 minutes, Guy said as he and Lee dashed out of the room. 5 minutes passed and everyone has packed what they needed. Surprisingly, Kakashi was first before his students and Team Guy, especially excluded Guy. He was there too, on the ground, panting and dying inside. Damn it, you have beaten me again, my youthful rival, Guy said, and Kakashi ignored him but by reading his book. Like usual, when the others came, they made their way to the last sighting of the unknown Ambu. Hours passed and the group finally decided to take a break in a small clearing in the forest by the river. They refilled their bottles with water and ate some food. Sasuke, Sai and Neji decided to scout the area just cause the Ambu appeared. Just when they were about to give up, Sasuke noticed something moving between the trees. Guys, he called, and the boys turned their attention to the Uchiha. They hid behind the bushes, and they saw the Ambu just like it said. On him, Sasuke said to Sai. Sai nodded and ran off to let the other know. Naruto turns around, looking at the bushes from the corner of his eyes. He could hear him. He knew who they were, especially from the one that just left. There was Walsh around, whooshing sound that came from from his tail. His hat said. Naruto grabbed the kunai before he could feel any farther, threw it back at the opponent, who dodged the kunai and charged at Naruto. Wind style, air bullet jutsu. Air came towards Naruto, who shoved, dodged it before he do a backhand sprint and doing a hand sign. 5-star running fire jutsu. Naruto yelled and fire sprinted on his upper body. His face mask burned off, uh, but his Ambu mask remained unscathed by the fire. Naruto punched the air and fire ran through the ground, and his opponent who dodged the attack Naruto appeared above him. Opponent with a kunai in hand. He landed behind him and stabbed him. The rogue ninja through his chest. The rogue ninja coughed out and fall to the ground, lifeless. Naruto let out a sigh and put his kunai away. Suddenly, two more rogue ninjas appeared. Naruto and injured him in taijutsu combat. One went for the punch, which Naruto easily catches, and the other tried to kick his leg. But Naruto merely jumped before kicking him in the face. Earth style, before the rogue ninja could finish his sentence, Naruto punched him on the gut. Heard the other challenging to gut Naruto's hell black. His body then exploded in puff of smoke. The rogue ninja stood forward behind him, and Naruto who grabbed his head and right his head on the left cheek, on left hand on the right shoulder, with on sweet motion Naruto pulled on his right arm, turning the rogue ninja's head to the right all the way through until the neck cracked and he fell to the ground dead. The other rogue ninja managed to kick Naruto down, but not for long. Naruto shot up and punched him on the face, followed by another punch to the gut. Naruto then kicked the man on his left, knowing knee kunai, followed by the right, breaking both. The rogue ninja fell to the ground, crying out in pain. Naruto broke both of his arms before he went to the side and kicked his head, snapping it, which with a heavy sigh he turned back around and faced the people who were in the bushes, who have new multiple. You're there, he said calmly. So come out, you, if of your little hiding spot. Kakashi let out a sigh and spat out, followed by Guy and the rest of the gang. Naruto smiled behind his back. Nice meeting you, he said. I'm gonna have to stop it and drink some water, guys, and be back. Kakashi looked at the unknown Ambu's mask, which reminded him of a fox. Are you a proficient kitsune? He asked, and Naruto looked at the gravit defeated man. Yes, yeah, but something I got by different name, Naruto answered, but I am not too sure why they call me that. It's really confusing, Naruto added, scrolling at the back of his head. You are Kitsune, also known as Menma, the strongest Ambu to have ever lived, but you served no village, and you Do things for your own free will, Kakashi said. Is that correct? Naruto shrugged. Correctish, I guess, but don't call me Menma. It ain't even my real name, you know. Naruto asked Kakashi, and Sasuke and Sakura looked at the Ambu, irritated. What did you just say? Sakura asked, holding her breath. Very old man made her mind click, and she hoped, um, don't don't call me Menma. It ain't my real name, you know. Naruto asked, tilting his head to the side. No, I cannot be. No, it can't be, Sakura thought. Anyway, what do you leave Shinobi want? Naruto asked, tilting out small killer intent, making everyone except Kakashi and Guy taking their kunais. We wish for you to come with us back to Konohagakure. Lady Tsunade once the fifth Hokage has concerned being searching for you and wishes to see you, Kakashi explained. If you don't mind my youthfulness, Ambu, Guy added. Naruto smirked under his mask. Why would I go with you? How can I tell that you are not SS rank ninjas? Naruto asked. After all, this is an SS rank rogue ninja territory, Naruto added. We assumed you that we are, Kakashi said as he opened his mouth to speak again, but Naruto could hear something moving. It was fast, very fast. He held his hand up, silencing for Kakashi to shut up. All of the steps back. I will handle this myself, Naruto ordered Kakashi, stirred for everyone to step back. The turns in the bushes instantly. A Naruto new target was speeding up. He went around the area, going in zigzag, going up the trees and on the ground. The rogue ninja threw several kunai in all directions, but Naruto took out a sword from the scroll, deflected them all, and the rogue ninja jumped above Naruto with a kunai in hand, and he was about to stab him. Naruto got out his hand and doing a handstand and grabbed the rogue ninja's arm before slamming him down. Just using his leg, the rogue ninja got up and charged while Naruto was going back to standing on his leg, and the rogue ninja manages to scratch Naruto's arm. As Naruto licked his tongue and kneed the rogue ninjas on the guy before stabbing him with the sword. When Naruto cleaned slash on the air, the blood spilled on the ground and the sword was clean. Naruto put the sword back into the scroll, returning to the Leaf Ninja. Alright, I guess I can trust you, Naruto began. Kakashi of the Sharingan Might Guy, Neji Hyuga, Tenten, Lee, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Harano. Kakashi frowned on his eyebrow. Let me per and introduce myself. My name is Kitsune, not my real name, but I'm sure Kakashi has already figured out who I really am. He asked. There it is again, Sakura thought. This is, this is where you have been all these, these years, Kakashi asked, leaving the others really confused. Not really, I have been saying soon, Naruto answered, letting out a sigh. My useful rival, what the meaning of this? Guy asked. Naruto approached them. No need to be so mean towards me, Naruto asked. Suddenly two ninjas showed up and attacked Naruto with a blade. One threw the shield at him, which and he dodged it, but the other one was able to slash Naruto in half. Luckily, he took his mask off, showing and dodging the attack lightning style. Godspeed Jutsu! Naruto yelled out, and lightning speed he attacked the opponents with a kunai. He slashed at them and again until he came to stop and appear in front of the ground, his mask on the ground in front of him, and then I broke it. Again, Naruto said, picking up the mask that was on the into. You haven't changed at all, Naruto, Kakashi said, and Naruto's cold eyes looked at Kakashi. Naruto, have you lost your mind, Kakashi sensei? Everyone exclaimed. Sai and Guy yelled in unsure. No, I have not lost my mind. This is Naruto, Kakashi said bluntly. Everyone looked at Naruto, who ticked his head. What? Why are you everyone look at me like that? He asked. Kakashi sensei, let me tell you something. That's not Naruto, Sakura said, and approached Naruto. Naruto has blonde hair, not black. He does not go shirtless. He does not have thing stashed on in scrolls. Don't have lightning and fire chakra affinity. He does not quite like this guy. Oh, shut! Snapped Naruto yelled at. He punched everyone away who were playing with her head poking at his chest and took out a scroll which constant his sword and pushed his head up. I will do you one better, Kakashi said. He has whisker marks. He has the seal. He has blue eyes. He has wind affinity. I said shut it, Naruto yelled and kicked Kakashi to Sungakure, who then appeared behind him. I am Uzumaki Naruto, jeez. How quite touching me, Naruto yelled at the top of his lung. If you still have the doubts, I do have the blonde hair, but some friend went ahead and dyed it while I was sleeping, Naruto said, and looked in corner. My poor hair, he scowled. Tell me something. Only Naruto would know, Sasuke said, crossing his arm, and Naruto said, alright. You lost your family because your brother. I beat the crap out of you in the Valley of the End. Sakura was all begging for you in the academy. Kakashi still reads the porn book of his and the bus barrows and Mag, bro. Naruto went on. I beat Naji's ass in the Chunin exams. That's for sure. Too. There was Tenten, who is obsessed with weapons. Naruto continues. Then there is this guy who seems like he cross dressing picked. Naruto said, pointing at Sai, making everyone try to contact her. Their laugh. Okay, you're Naruto, Sasuke said, pointing his hand up in defeat. But what happened to you? You just disappeared 3 years ago, and we never heard a word from you after that. Naruto forward and turned around. Not yet, not yet, he mumbled, and walked off, making everyone follow him. Not yet, Naruto thought. Alright, guys, I made 3 chapters right now. Maybe later on make the other 3. Anyway, goodbye, guys. This is part 2 of What If Naruto Was Banished.